This traditional story has been passed down through generations, carrying deep wisdom and lessons for life. At its heart, it is a tale about patience versus aggression, teaching children and adults alike how choices shape destiny. Stories like this reflect the values of the communities who told them, using animals as mirrors of human behavior. In African storytelling traditions, animals often embody human traits, some symbolizing wisdom, others impulsiveness. The chameleon represents patience, adaptability, and calm observation. The crocodile, on the other hand, embodies strength, aggression, and rash action. Together, these characters weave a story that resonates with moral teachings and timeless truth. Before we dive into the full tale, let us first understand the cultural background. Central African fables are often told during evening gatherings around the fire, where elders pass wisdom to the young. These stories are not mere entertainment, they are tools of education, guiding behavior and character. They reflect nature, survival, cooperation, and the constant balance between caution and boldness. Now let us begin with the story of the chameleon and the crocodile. Long ago, when the world was still new, the animals gathered near a great river. This river was the source of life, flowing through the heart of the land. The animals depended on its waters for survival. Fish swam in it, birds drank from it, and the beasts came to refresh themselves. Among the animals lived a crocodile, strong and powerful, feared by many. He believed that his strength made him the ruler of the river. He hunted fiercely, snapping at any creature who dared to cross his path. The crocodile was quick to anger and faster to strike. His jaws were weapons, and his heart was filled with pride. But not far from the crocodile lived a small, quiet chameleon. The chameleon was neither fast nor strong, but he was wise and patient. He could blend into his surroundings, moving slowly and carefully. He never acted without thought, and he never rushed into decisions. The other animals admired his calm ways, though some mocked his slowness. One day, the crocodile announced to the animals that he was the true master of the river. He declared that only the strong deserved to rule. He roared, "I am the fiercest of all, none can challenge me." The animals trembled, for none wished to face his sharp teeth. But the chameleon, in his quiet voice, spoke up. "Strength is not everything," said the chameleon. "Wisdom and patience can achieve more than force." The crocodile laughed at the small creature. "You? What can you do against me? I could crush you in a single bite." The chameleon did not argue further, but smiled gently. He said, "Let us see who is truly worthy. Let us have a contest." The crocodile, proud and arrogant, agreed without hesitation. He thought victory would be his in moments. The animals gathered to witness the challenge between patience and aggression. The contest was simple. They were to race to a distant tree across the riverbank. The crocodile, with his speed and power, believed he would win easily. The chameleon, with his calm steps, trusted in patience. At the signal, the crocodile plunged into the water with furious strokes. He surged ahead, his tail lashing, waves crashing behind him. The animals cheered at his mighty strength. The chameleon, however, did not rush. He climbed slowly down from his branch and stepped carefully. He moved little by little, unnoticed by most. Meanwhile, the crocodile reached the middle of the river. Proud of his speed, he opened his jaws wide in triumph. But his arrogance blinded him, and he did not see the dangers. In his haste, he became entangled in thick reeds beneath the water. He struggled and thrashed, wasting his strength. The more he fought, the deeper he was trapped. The crocodile's aggression turned against him. Meanwhile, the chameleon reached the riverbank. Step by step, he crossed safely, never rushing, never panicking. Though slow, he avoided danger and kept his focus. By the time the crocodile freed himself, the chameleon had already reached the tree. The animals gasped in amazement. The weakest had defeated the strongest. The crocodile, ashamed, lowered his head. The chameleon spoke with gentle wisdom. Patience and thoughtfulness can overcome aggression and pride. Strength alone is not enough. The animals cheered for the lesson learned. They realized that wisdom has greater power than force. From that day on, the crocodile became less arrogant. He learned to respect patience and humility. The chameleon became a symbol of careful thought and resilience. The story was told again and again, reminding children of the value of patience. Parents would recite it by the fire, teaching their young ones not to rush in anger. The fable also taught leaders not to rely only on strength, but to use wisdom in decision-making. Generations passed, yet the tale remained alive. In villages and towns, storytellers kept the memory of the chameleon and crocodile alive. The river, reeds, and tree became symbols of life's challenges. The crocodile's struggle taught that aggression blinds one to hidden dangers. The chameleon's calm journey showed that progress, though slow, leads to success. In modern times, the tale continues to inspire. It reminds us not to rush into conflicts or decisions with anger. It tells us to look before we leap, to think before we act. In life, strength may bring victories, but patience brings wisdom. Patience allows us to see clearly what aggression makes us blind to. It teaches that humility is a strength, not a weakness. This is why African elders still value such fables. They carry timeless truth. Let us reflect on what this story means for us today. In our fast-paced world, many act like the crocodile. People rush, driven by pride, anger, and impatience. They believe force and speed are always the answer. But like the crocodile, they often stumble into unseen traps. In contrast, those who act with patience, like the chameleon, move steadily forward. They may appear slow, but they avoid mistakes. They may seem quiet, but they achieve lasting results. This fable reminds us that patience is not weakness, it is wisdom. It teaches children that rushing brings danger, while calmness brings success. It reminds adults that wisdom guides strength, not the other way around. It is a lesson that remains relevant across ages and cultures. And so the tale of the chameleon and the crocodile endures. As we close this story, let us remember its moral. Aggression may bring power, but patience brings victory. Strength may win battles, but wisdom wins life. The crocodile was mighty, but the chameleon was wiser. And in the end, wisdom always shines brighter than force. Thank you for listening to the tale of the chameleon and the crocodile. If you enjoyed this story and the lessons it carries, please like this video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more cultural tales and wisdom from around the world. Your support helps us keep these traditions alive and share them with the world. Until next time, stay patient, stay wise, and remember the power of the chameleon's path.